Hey guys, so this is going to be my first video on how to install the Amolife platform bed GBQ001, which is the one most popular on Amazon right now. So we're going to start with all the pieces. I've just started doing this, so this is the very first step in which you can see I get these screws here, V2, V4. And I spent a long time because I didn't know how to put the V4 in, because this piece right here did not have any holes in it, and you're supposed to drill the holes. And these might be really hard to drill in because they don't really give you the tools for it. What I did was got one of these Black & Deckers with the pointy holes in it, and then just boom, and I just forced it in. So there's this very first piece, which is pretty straightforward. So far, I've only done these, and these. So we're still kind of starting at the beginning. The good thing is, once you did the first step, you can rip off the staple that it came with, and then you can just see every single piece here. This is basically all the parts list. And then you can just have it separately and refer to it while you're installing the rest of the instructions, which is 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way to the end. I'm gonna skip a little bit so I can actually get the parts. I don't want to waste time there, and then I'll come back. All right, so step 2 is the exact same piece as an A, and you're gonna get 2 R's and 2 V3s. So the V3s are the pointy nails with the longer end of it, and then the R's are these silver metallic-ish looking. I'm not sure what they're used for yet, but I will find out. So what you're going to do is place this here, and then where it says the screw mounting point, I ripped it off, but there should be a hole here. It should be right around here, right above this velvety leather thing where this part is, and you're going to drill a hole here. And I'm also going to use my Black & Decker because they did not give me any of the other tools for it. And just like this end right here, I'm going to drill it in. Sometimes it takes a good amount of force to do it, so let's do that right now. So a tip for the step 1 is you want to put these holes a little bit loose, because these two especially can be pretty hard to fit in. I had to put these at an angle in order to fit them in. So if you put all of them loose and then just tighten them up together, it's easier that way. And this piece, you want to put in last. You want to have this, this is the inside facing congruently the inside of this. And then this is the last piece I put in, and kind of just wedge it in there. And you would, holy shit. I also want to add that for the first step, you want these holes to be really loose, because these two and these two is what determines the angle between this and the gap. Because last time I did it, there was a gap here. It was about maybe half a centimeter wide. So you want this in kind of as a placeholder, so that you can tell there's no holes between them. And then sometimes when you screw this in, try to push this down a little bit and push this up a little bit, so that you can get these holes in these two in the right places that you want it to be. And when there's no gap between them, then you can drill these 2 holes at the very last step. So in step 1, sometimes when you align this middle part, it might be at an angle, it might be crooked, there might be space in between. So you kind of want to put this in loosely, and then make sure that there is a hole here and there is a hole here, because these two right here are the biggest, the hardest piece to put in. You kind of have to screw the holes in an angle. You can kind of see, I wish I had a flashlight, but there is a hole here, but it's not fully shown. So you want to put it loosely, and then afterwards you can drill in this piece at the very last in these 2 holes. And after this step is done, you're going to want to go to step 2, in which you need these 2, which are R's, silver thingies, and then these V3s, which are similar to the one that you screwed here, except they are much longer. probably 3 times as long. That's what she said. And you're gonna go like this, and then point this right here where it says the screwing mounts. It's okay to leave this on because it's not gonna be shown once this is fully on there. I hope not. And then you're going to just drill through here. All right, so after you're done with steps 1 to 4, which is basically the exact same thing here for these two, I believe they're probably legs. You're gonna want to get from step 5, the H and I, which are the thinnest one and then the second thinnest of these long ass planks. This one I believe is G, which is the where you rest your head, or maybe not, but these two are the ones where you're gonna want to get. And then you're gonna want to place this here, and then align them so that these 4 pieces form a square. And I'll show you guys after I'm done with it. Okay, so after having done this, it would have been a lot easier to do these 2 holes first because it's facing like inwardly, and then once you got this on this can just come on here, and it's a lot easier to screw these 2 holes, I guess, for the perpendicular angle. But either way, it was fine. And another thing is that you wanted these 2 holes to be facing up, because it's kind of hard to tell. Well, it's not that hard to tell, but this is the right way up. So after you're done with these 2, we're gonna move on to the end of the bed. And once you got everything lined up, it should look similar to this. Let me get these 2 so I can know what the actual names are. So this is the I, the H at the very end here, and then these 2 that we set up earlier in steps 1 to 4. So now you're going to get 4 of these H2 screws again, 1 of these, and then you're going to align it like this. You can do this first, it doesn't matter. Just put it right here, and then just drill these 2 hexes there, and then after that attach it like this. Another thing to note is that when you're installing the front part of it, you want these 2 to be facing the bottom, I think. I haven't installed the whole thing yet, but it seems like this is on level with the top part of this one. So, and it makes sense because this is leather facing the top, but that's just guesswork because in the instructions it's not very clear which side faces which way. Okay, so I think this is the hardest part, step 6, which includes like pretty much every single thing that you're going to need to use. You're going to want to get this one. So there's 3 of these long ass poles, but one of them is the widest, and that's the one that's going to go in the middle, and that's the one you're going to use for step 6. The other 2 are going to go in the corners, but that's going to be for later. Okay, so we're going to take this one, which is called, they just call it Cunt Buster. Okay, you take Cunt Buster here. You're going to need these 2. You're going to need these 2 little holes and these little things. Pretty much everything that comes in a pair of 2, you're going to need. And then you're going to need about 4 of these longer screws. The one about twice the size of the one that you saw when you first did in the step 1. If you remember all those years ago. And you're going to want to attach this to here. And I will show you after the video. Okay, so after you have assembled this bridge looking thing, you're going to want it to align it with the edge of the frame here. And I did do it right. So because this is even, you're going to get this, which is already there. So pretty much you just need 2 of these screw holes, and then you're going to drill in through the hole here. Now, it might be a little bit hard to fit this thing, but you want to make sure this, so I did this part first. And then I made sure that this was on the inside, or no, it was like around here because I'm out here, and then you kind of just wedge your way in. It might be easier to go to the underneath, but that also, I don't know, it might be harder too because one, you don't ruin this, but it might be hard to do it underneath instead of overhand. And as you can see, I was able to manage it without harming any of the fake leather. So yes, and we're almost done here, guys. The seventh step, second to last step, you're gonna get this wood thing. You're gonna get the longer, I believe they are H2s, no V2s. Yeah, and then you're gonna get 3 of those lying here. So you have 3 triangular looking thing, and you're gonna put it through right here, this triangle. And then same thing on this side. So you're gonna need 4. So you're gonna need 12 of the V2 screws, and then 4 of the wooden blocks that it comes with. And that's basically it for the base. And after that, we're gonna do the these wooden parts things right here. Okay, so one thing I've noticed is that these parts is straightforward. You can basically hold this while you're drilling the Black & Decker. It's not that, it's not like your hand's not gonna fucking spin out of control. So, but this part is pretty much the first time I had to manually screw this on. And then this part goes here. Basically, it goes in the only single hole you can see. So there's 2 of them, one on here and one here. Every other one has double holes, and you don't want to put any of the legs there. Now, for this part especially, the instructions don't tell you, but obviously you're gonna need to have something to hold this screw and these 3 pieces in place, and that's when you use this. And you also use the wrench. So what I did was hold this down like this on the ground, and then you can just use this to twist it, because you want this to not move, otherwise they would just move along with it. And then you're gonna do this for both ends. Alrighty guys, and the last step is you can use these plastic shit. I'd separate it between the ones that go in the middle and then the ones that go at the edge. So you're gonna take 2 of these. Oh no, I have to break this one. Let me see if I can rip this one out real quick. Come on. Okay, that's pretty tough. Oh wait, no, I just take 1 of these. Okay, so you take 2 of these. This is pretty self-explanatory. So you see, there's kind of like it's not flat, right? It's a ridge. There's kind of ridge to it, and that's the one that you want to align facing the up. You don't want to do it like this. You want to do it like this, so it actually supports your mattress. I think it actually lifts your mattress probably by, you can see here, by like 2 fingertips. Because if you do it like this, it actually lowers it by the same amount. So 2 finger. What is this called? Like between here and here. It's like a finger joint kind of thing. La di la di la di la 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 la. Yeah. Anyways. So, I mean, this is like, the way you want to put it in is you want to go through the middle part here. I'm going to use it one hand too. Let's see if I can do it. Okay, so yeah. I mean, if I can do it with one hand, then obviously you should be able to do it with 2 hands. Here, and then let's see. Alright, let's go to the middle here. Sometimes I'll do it from this side too. It's easier to do it this side. Yeah, it's not that easy to do with 1 hand, but I think I got it. Okay. So, and it's okay that this doesn't, it's not supposed to go all the way in. There's supposed to be a gap here. Let me just squeeze them in. Squeeze them in together. The butt cheeks. Quench these butt cheeks. Here, and then all you do is make, and then you take these at the edges and then attach them here. It's pretty simple. It's just very repetitive because you have to do it about, I would say, 8 to 10 times. Here. Anyways, once you have one ready, it should just snap in. You should hear it click, and it should be ready to go. So that's one. And I have to do it for all of them, and then you're done. And you just put the mattress on top, and voila. And I'll show you guys the finished product in just a second. If you're just getting them in a pack like this, they should all be facing one way anyway. So all you do is just attach the ends first, since they go together, and then so just like this. It's a little bit faster. So okay, so after attaching everything, here's what it looks like. It's like the skeleton of a bed. The only problem I had was screwing in this part right here. See, this doesn't, it seems like it doesn't fully go all the way in because it's right next to this, but for the other side it was okay because it was actually right through it, but for some reason I couldn't get this to go on top because I think it's only a tiny bit to the side or whatever reason, but I mean it doesn't seem to come off, so it's good here. And the rest of it is done. So that's the full assembly of the Amolife bed, and hope to see you guys next time. Bye. Just kidding, I'm still here. So take a look at this full bed, full size, one pillow. The cover is actually black, but for some reason on my S10 Plus it shows as purplish. That's weird, even though these two are actually the same color. You can, that's really weird. Looks purple. And the leftover parts. So I had one of these, two of these. These are the leftover parts, which I'm probably gonna throw away. I'll never see a need for them. If yours is different than mine, I think it's okay. So yeah. Now it's really goodbye. Goodbye.